Hello, and welcome to the Sugar Bell Review, a program dedicated to learning about the people, places, and policies that make up the Bellbrook Sugar Creek community. This evening, we have with us Heather Sabin from the BellHOP Cafe. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
I'm really excited about being here and sharing what we do.
I can't wait to find out. It's a staple that's been in the area long before I got here, so I'm excited to hear some of the details. How long has the BellHOP been in the area?
The cafe itself, BellHOP Cafe, which is a mission outreach of Wings Christian Fellowship, we've been a coffee house. It was 11 years this spring.
Okay.
The church has been there for little over 16 years. And so the BellHOP Cafe came out of as a mission outreach we felt God told us to serve the community to Bellbrook, to love on the people and give them a great place to come.
And to commune and be together.
Be together. It's what we like to call a third place, which you have your home, you have your school or work, and then you need a third place that you can come and chill and visit and stuff like that. So we really wanted to do that without really, we don't preach at people as most people see preaching, but we love you with the love of Jesus and just try to help people with any needs they have. And we're a nonprofit, so our income from the sales of food and stuff pretty much covers our rent and our staples. We don't make a lot of money. There's until, in fact, January of this year, we didn't have any paid staff. My husband and I worked just as a mission from the church.
So the name of the church is Wings?
Wings Christian Fellowship stands for Walking in God's Salvation.
Okay.
And we meet at the BellHOP. So we met there first.
Okay.
And then we kept looking. It's an old American Legion bar. Before that, it was a really neat old farmhouse. And so we kept looking over at the bar area thinking, there's got to do something with this. And I think, in fact, the first time we walked in when we were looking at it, we were talking to Brian Coe, our landlord, and my husband went, man, this makes a great coffee house. And so then about 5 years later, it was.
It's got some really neat, kind of cozy little spaces
It is.
there.
It's really nice. It's peaceful. We're not busy like a major restaurant would be. We do have a full menu and stuff with paninis and soups and, of course, really good coffee and espressos. Our coffee supplier is in Cedarville, so it's fresh roasted and then delivered to us from...
So practically local, too.
Yeah, it is local as far as I'm concerned. And, so it's been really a neat experience meeting the people. We just have such a heart. We knew God put us in Bellbrook when we put the church there. We had started meeting about 3 years before that, and so now we just knew God said, no, this is where you're going to be. This is where I've called you to. So.
When you have music, I know my husband's played with a native flautist there once.
Yeah,
but
we have.
I know you have.
We were having music every Friday night until COVID hit. We haven't had music for 5 months. We're scheduled to have music this Friday night, which will be, I think, after this probably airs. So, but with the new mask mandate, we're working through that and some details. Hopefully still we'll have some bluegrass this time. So
yeah, COVID has forced a lot of the local area to sort of change how they operate.
Yeah, and how we operate, but we can offer outside seating as well as inside seating, and we stayed open during COVID with carry out, and we also had a prayer room open for anyone who wanted to come in and just spend some quiet time in prayer. We were able to do that. So we were there. We were still in and open and to the community.
It is definitely a time where people may need peace in their lives.
Well, and a lot of people, they don't have. People say, "Well, we can worship at home," but that's not always true.
Mm-hmm.
The home isn't always conducive to that, depending on who you're living with and where you're at and stuff. So.
And how many little people are running around screaming?
Screaming and yelling. So I did have a mother of 6 came in once a week and spent about 3 hours just reading and praying and
quiet
stuff.
time.
So quiet time. It was really
I'm sure
nice
that was
for
an
her.
absolute benefit for her.
Yeah, 6 kids under the age of 12. It was really good. So.
Well,
nice.
What has been your favorite part? I mean, you've talked about the music. You've talked about getting to know the community. What is your favorite part of it?
My favorite part is the people of Bellbrook. People of Bellbrook are just, I have found for the most part, are just awesome people. We love Bellbrook. We have such a heart for Bellbrook right now, and that's what Mike and I really, really got excited about. We've met a lot of wonderful people that now have become very close friends. that we do things with and stuff. It's interesting. We used to say that we live in Washington Township. We live in Bellbrook. We sleep in Washington Township.
Okay.
Because we're down there so much, and we can tell you more that's going on in the Bellbrook community and Sugar Creek community than I can. I have to read up when I go to vote. I have to say, okay, what are the issues where I know the issues in Bellbrook? So I like it. It's a friendly place, a homey place, a peaceful place, and everybody's welcome. And we just love on you and give you good food and great coffee. And
well, the little meeting room has been fantastic. I mean, I know that's where you have the stage.
Yeah,
but
about, has it been 5 or 6 years ago, we did a makeover, and the churches and the businesses in town came together, because since it was a American Legion bar, it was very much a bar. It had the red carpet that was kind of sticky and the yellow ceilings and the everything, and we came together and they remodeled for us and made it nice. And there's a group of men who have met there for 11 years. A Bible study comes in on Friday morning, and they built the stage for us out of the wood, out of one of the gentleman's backyards, basically. His
just
field.
excess he had.
He cut down the trees and did the lumber and put together a beautiful stage. So we have a stage, which is really nice for the entertainment, but it's also good because we do meetings there. We do a lot of meetings. We do the For Bellbrook by Bellbrook group, which is more of a, it's just business owners and people that care about Bellbrook coming together every Friday. It's a networking group, but not one of your paid groups. It's just people who really care about Bellbrook, talk about what's going on in the city to make Bellbrook a better place. The Optimists meet there every month. The Chamber meets there once or twice a year. We have a couple Bible studies that meet off and on too. We do on a limited basis. The space is used for wedding showers or anything
Occasional
like
rentals
that.
of that
Occasional rentals. I don't do a lot of that because I want it open for the public to be able to use it more. And so it's used for that. It's just a good setting because in the what we call the music room or the big meeting room, we can fit 30 to 40 people when it's not COVID. And, and we have, if we have a big screen, so if you want to put up pictures of like for a wedding and they want to show pictures of the couple and everything, or even for a funeral reception, we've done quite a few of those. And it's just fun. We do a, what we call the Bellbrook High School Breakfast Club. During the school year, it's the first Thursday of every month. And they come in at 6:30 in the morning. We have a hot breakfast, a good breakfast for them. And it's different churches and organizations in the community will sponsor each month.
Cool.
And then they have a 15-minute teaching or devotional kind of thing. And then they'll pray with one another. The kids will get into small groups and pray for one another. And then they're up at school. And
they walk back up to the school?
They can walk or drive back up to the school.
That's true. High schoolers may have access
that's
to
the high
cars.
schoolers.
Yeah.
And even though we call it the Bellbrook High School Breakfast Club, any high schooler in the area, because there's kids that go to the other schools that live in our area, so we just welcome and give them a place to just
get together.
Well, and then they know that the people in the community care about them, that we are a community of faith that really cares about the kids.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So that makes it good. Do a lot of stuff like that. The music has been a big one, like you said, every Friday night.
And do you have regular bands that come in, or do you
I do.
intersperse?
We have, every band that comes in or every group that comes in they do it for tips and coffee. And so it's good coffee.
Wait.
But so there's specific ones that do come in. We were doing on the first Friday, and we're still working all this out again. Coming back is the first Friday was open mic, and you could do anywhere from 15 minutes to 30 minutes. You just sign up ahead of time. So you get a good variety. We've done fundraisers for the high school where the theater club came in.
Oh, cool.
And the kids in the theater did performances and stuff like that. And then all the tips and 10% of whatever sales we had went to them. We've done other fundraisers for other groups like that. And that's really fun to do.
I could imagine.
And then we have certain groups come in. We were doing the third Friday was before all this happened. was a night of worship, and we would bring in local church bands, their worship bands,
Oh,
because
cool.
my husband, being a worship leader all these years before he pastored the church, saw that these people spend hours practicing, and then on Sunday morning they do 2 or 3 songs and they're done.
Mm-hmm.
So we give them a whole hour to 2 hours where they can just play and do what they love to do. So
And they are musicians.
they're
so,
musicians, very
yeah.
good musicians, most. And so we do that. We bring in other groups that come in that just love to play. Usually we do some contemporary Christian. I know a lot of people in Bellbrook know Emily and Holly, and they started in Bellbrook.
I think I read about them at the
they were
Daily
just
News article
the Dayton
recently.
Daily News said they got their start at BellHOP, which is really sweet. And then they came because we just did a 70th birthday party for my husband because he was going to have a big party.
Mm-hmm.
And they wanted to play for that, so they came and volunteered their time for that too. It was really neat. We have groups that are what you'd call your old time rock and roll and stuff like that, and just
like a big variety.
all family friendly, all variety, but we just keep it very family friendly. We want people to be able to bring their children, and
yeah, I was at the Sensory Santa.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
That was really neat that that was able to be held there.
Yeah. So when people come to us, the only thing we ask, and we love to do everything, is that it's scripturally, it doesn't go against our beliefs. So, and with a lot of that, that's just reaching out and touching the community and being there for people and loving on people, and that's what we love to do.
That's really cool. It sounds like you've had an adventure. Now, have you had any hiccups or stories along the way of this adventure that you'd like to share?
It's really interesting. We started as church, and when we first got to that building, one of our elder and her husband were driving by, and they saw it said room for rent, and we thought, oh, we'll just rent the room. And then after we rented the room for a while, and we wanted to do more, and Brian Coe, who just really appreciates and loves what we do in the town, we said we want to rent it exclusive and do events and stuff like that. And so we really were able to work out things with him, and then he really wanted to fix it up for us, and so we really spent a lot of time. The biggest hiccups are, you're going through zoning, you're going through all of that, which people know, and we want to have a good place, we want to have a healthy place, and so we just worked within what we did. It took us a year to open because we opened debt-free. Most coffee houses open huge amounts of debt. We were able to open debt-free, just by the grace of God, people saying, oh, well, I know this, or I can help you with that, or even our equipment. Our first espresso machine came from Dayton Vineyard over on Indian Ripple Road. It was one they had stored. And then another organization, which was Our Father's Kitchen, which is in Wilmington, they had some extra money in their fund, so they helped us refurbish it. And it was just a joint effort of all different. It's not just us. We couldn't have done this with just us. It
sounds like it's kind of one of those. It takes a village to make a coffee shop.
It did. and we were really. I'm really picky about what I serve, and so we wanted good coffee, which, like I said, we got. Right now, Orion is our supplier. When we first started, it was Stony Creek, and then it was changed the name, and then Orion just bought it out. And so they've been really good to us and helped us set up and everything. It's just, I don't know, it's such an awesome place to meet and be with people and to get to know people. So
thank you so much for telling us all about it, and obviously for the staple of the community that it's become, and the place to gather and be safe and loved and feel that sense of I belong somewhere. So that's a wonderful part of the community to have, and we're so grateful you could join us this evening to tell us a little bit more about this.
It.
And we hope that everything continues to go smoothly.
Our goal is to keep it up and running.
Awesome. Well, thank you again. And thank you guys for joining us tonight. We hope you enjoyed the episode as much as I did, and we will see you again in a few days.